Silence is golden unless you're with a narcissist, and then silence is rather painful. So just why do narcissistic people use the silent treatment, and why do we rationalize their silence and look to ourselves to blame for what we might have done to cause their silence? This video is about why narcissistic people use the silent treatment. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, this channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. The narcissist silent treatment is psychological manipulation of your mind. It is a form of emotional abuse, as it slowly takes away your self-confidence, your ability to think clearly. It leaves you feeling confused, it leaves you feeling powerless, and it can leave you in so much unexplained pain. A narcissist is all about control. They're all about getting their own needs met. They're all about exploiting others with a lack of empathy to care for how their behaviour affects those around them. Their silent treatment is them telling you that you're in the wrong, usually for things that they've actually done to you. With a narcissist, they manipulate those around them into believing that they're the problem, so that the narcissist can evade consequences for their actions. So a narcissist wants other people to take the blame for the narcissist's actions, and the silent treatment is one method they use to do this. The narcissist silent treatment is them communicating with you about who they are as a person. They believe that you are beneath them. So they don't think they need to communicate with you. They think you need to work harder to please them. And as most people know, if your feelings have been hurt by somebody, you can fall silent as you try to process what is happening. More often than not, as you care for the other person, at some point you're going to want to communicate with that other person and discuss what's happening and have a two-way conversation. And if the person doesn't see your point of view, they would at least recognise your perspective and not do that thing to you again, whether you agree with them or whether they agree with you. If you hurt somebody and you realise you've hurt somebody and they fall silent on you, you wouldn't want to do that again. With a narcissist, more often than not, you have no clue as to what you have done wrong, and you're the one left ruminating about what you said, what they said, what they did, what you did, trying to figure out why on earth they've fallen silent on you. And with a narcissist, more often than not, they'll not tell you, or they will directly blame you for doing something you didn't even do. Narcissists will never admit to fearing anything, as they believe they are superior to others. However, with their silence, they are telling you they fear open communication. They fear being in the wrong. They fear exposure. They fear being vulnerable. They fear showing any weakness. They fear being the victim. They can act the victim if it means they can escape consequences for the things they've done to another person, but they fear being the victim, which is why they are so controlling. And as they fear these things, they need to make you feel like you're the problem So they go all out to blame everything on you. The silence is to manipulate you into conforming to their demands. It's to shame you. It's to blame you. It's to guilt trip you. It's to manipulate you into doing what they want you to do. The silent treatment is the narcissist's way of telling you to stop doing what you want to do and start doing what they want you to do. They can fall silent on you before you go out with friends. They can fall silent on you when you come home. They can fall silent on you before you go to the gym. They can fall silent on you when you come home. It's another manipulation method to control who you are as a person. So you stop being yourself and doing the things that make you happy and start doing the things that make the narcissist happy. With the silent treatment, they are training you to fear silence, to manipulate you into walking on eggshells around them, into fawning to their behaviour for fear of the silence from them if you don't do as they say. It is passive aggressive manipulation. Narcissists can give the silent treatment for a few hours. They can give the silent treatment for a few days. They can do it for weeks. And some can go on for years, which is actually a blessing in disguise. They can do it in your own home. They can do it in a way where they're talking to everybody around you. They might even be accusing you of being grumpy to everybody around you to provoke that emotional response within you, to get you to defend yourself to them. And then once you've defended yourself to them, they can blame your reactions to everybody around you. They can up and leave and fall silent on you. You might be able to message them and see that they've read the message. They won't block you on things. You can still see what they're doing on social media. They'll just not respond to you, or they can just fall off the face of the planet and you've no clue. Yet more often than not, a narcissist will reappear when they believe that they can exploit you for something. When people have been genuinely hurt, they can fall silent. When people have had enough of someone's mistreatment of them, they can simply go no contact and no longer talk to them again because they've had enough of that other person's behaviour, not because they want to manipulate that person into conforming, because they've simply had enough and they've recognised they want to move on with their life and leave the narcissist to move on with their life. A narcissist silent treatment is to hurt you and it is to control you. Whether they know the reason behind why they are doing it or not depends on the narcissist you're dealing with. With some, they know exactly what they're doing. With others, it's just a learned pattern of behaviour as to what works for them. Either way, whether they know or not, they lack the empathy to care for how it affects you. They are only interested in gaining control and getting their own needs met. A narcissist silent treatment is used to cause you feelings of pain, feelings of resentment, feelings of anger, feelings of frustration, feelings of confusion, feelings of self-doubt. The narcissist silent treatment can cause pain just as physical pain. Emotional pain causes pain just like physical pain can cause pain. It opens up those same pain pathways within your brain. Only physical pain, you can actually see that you've broken your arm and you can go and get the correct medical treatment to heal your arm, which takes time. With emotional pain, you can't always recognise what is happening to you or what they are doing to you, as a narcissist is so good at manipulating you into believing that they care about you. Yet if somebody cared about you, they wouldn't want to hurt you and they wouldn't want to repeatedly hurt you. Humans are driven by connecting with other people. Isolation is a form of torture to many people. The narcissist silent treatment causes emotional distress. More often than not, when someone falls silent on us, we start looking at what we've done wrong. We start blaming ourselves, we start questioning ourselves, we start doubting ourselves. And we can even go to the narcissist and say, beg and plead them to tell us what we've done. We can give them ideas. Was it this? Was it that? Because we do all make mistakes. And when we give them ideas, a narcissist will use those ideas and take them to use them against us. They then gain more control as we change to please them. They didn't change from the nice, loving, caring person to hurt us. That nice, loving, caring person is to manipulate us so that when they want to further their control over us, they can manipulate us into believing we're the ones that made them react negatively towards us. So if we get it right, they will change into that manipulative person that pretends to care to get their own needs met. When it comes to a narcissist silent treatment, it's a game to them. And more often than not, they enjoy these games. They enjoy toying with people's emotions. They get a thrill out of controlling other people. You might notice with a narcissist, when they're not happy, they're going to make sure that nobody else is happy. If they're the reason behind everyone being happy, the narcissist will then be happy. Everything is a game. They are often that full of negativity. They want to bring everybody down to their level without people recognizing they're bringing them down to their level, so that the narcissist can feel better within themselves about who they are as a person, because they do toxic things to other people, because they hurt people and they don't want to feel the shame for this hurt. They want to pass the blame over to somebody else. When it comes to a narcissist, the best thing you can do is recognize their pattern of behavior and recognize it says more about who they are as a person than it ever will who you are as a person. You can reflect, you can overanalyze, you can look inwards, you can blame yourself, you can change yourself, you can adapt yourself. A narcissist is always going to be looking for someone else to blame, therefore they're not going to learn from their behavior because they don't think their behavior is wrong. They think everybody else is to blame for why they act the way they do. So recognize their behavior, recognize they're falling silent on you because they want to control you, and leave them to it. Find ways to learn to enjoy the peace, find ways to do the things that you want to do, take back control of your life. With most narcissists, it is on a spectrum. The best thing you can do is go no contact. Not always possible. If you cannot go no contact, and this isn't finding a reason for why you cannot, things like you have children and court orders with them, or if you cut off one toxic parent, it's going to leave the other parents in a situation you don't really want them to be in, or you might have a narcissistic sibling but your parents aren't narcissistic. So if you are going to bump into them, so you cannot go no contact, then it's limited contact and grey rock. The best recommendation is always no contact. You are not going to be able to help somebody see what is wrong within their behaviour who is unwilling to recognise their behaviour. So when it comes to the narcissist and their silent treatment, they use it to hurt you. They use it to control you. They don't use it because you've hurt their feelings. They've been triggered in some way. However, they've been triggered because of themselves. A narcissist will trigger you to react to them so they can blame you for how they are feeling at that moment in time. If anyone has any advice on how they handled that silent treatment, please do add it into the comments. I shall add the other video on the narcissist and their silent treatment into the description, which goes into more detail. Thank you very much for listening, and go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.